Earlier today, on August 1st, 1940, Scharnhorst got into a large slugging match with some of the best the Royal Navy has to offer. Scharnhorst was critically damaged and is now making the long, treacherous dash to the French ports, although saying it's a dash is being generous. Scharnhorst is limited to a top speed of 18 knots due to flooding. Air cover in the area is non-existent. She has a long way to go before she can be covered by land-based Messerschmitt 109s. For the time being, she is completely isolated, and there is a Royal Navy carrier on the loose within 150 kilometers of her position. The Tommies will be looking for revenge after causing such chaos earlier this day. Scharnhorst, by herself, has severely damaged multiple enemy capital ships and also sent a flat top down to the bottom. It's going to take serious luck to avoid Scharnhorst sharing the same fate. Hello everybody, Wolfpack here, and welcome back to War on the Sea as we continue our Battle of the Atlantic campaign. It is now August 1st, 1940, and Scharnhorst just engaged a large allied carrier force. We managed to actually sink an aircraft carrier, shockingly enough, but there are two battleships, one's heavily damaged, the other is doing just fine. Scharnhorst took a beating. She's also starting to run lower on ammunition. She only has 357 rounds, armor-piercing rounds, 38 high-explosive rounds, and 18 star shells for her main guns. I wish it would break down which magazine those shells are in, but that's okay. We're not too worried about it because we are breaking contact and getting the heck away from that. Now, they have been beaten. I'm sure they are retreating at this point. They were probing the French coast, and now they are out here in the mid-Atlantic. We do have resupply forces moving around slowly but surely. And we'll see what develops next, what the Tommies have to throw at us. Okay, well, this is what they have to throw at us. Scharnhorst has been engaged by enemy aircraft to begin. Let's increase speed. What's our speed? Currently making 12 knots, 13 knots. Hopefully, those warships aren't all around us. Oh, boy. Okay. Biplanes closing in. We are going to disengage with our Arado. Hopefully we can shoot a handful of these guys down. We have a Gladiator closing in on our Arado. I want the Arado to increase speed and drop down to the deck. Hopefully it can get out of the way. Maybe that rear gunner will be able to engage. I would also like to initiate the retreat. 360 seconds. We'll probably lose our Arado, unfortunately, for it. Gladiator just flew right over the top. Is he in arc? He should be. He should start firing. And engage. And he's closing in a pretty relatively high-speed dive here. Yeah, it looks like all of these Gladiators are now on the deck heading towards the Arado. Well, it's very possible that Swordfish torpedo bombers may be launched. Gladiator's breaking off. Regardless, Swordfish torpedo bombers may be launched. Scharnhorst is going to have to evade all of those. At least we have one less aircraft complement to deal with than we were previously up against. Bad news for us. Gladiator's closing in. I'm going to have the Arado break. Oh, shot down. Not an entirely surprising result there. We should be clear to disengage, though. Exactly what I was worried about. Torpedo bombers have engaged Scharnhorst. Let's begin. Let's start. Increase speed. Let's check the binoculars, make sure none of the warships... Oh, what the heck? At least 14 swordfish. 14, that is absolutely insane. Let's change course. Start heading to the east. Increase speed. We're making 16 knots. Damage report. We have heavy damage. A lot of our rudder is destroyed. Speed is 66%. Yeah, one of our propellers is just completely knocked out. Unfortunately for Scharnhorst. We may be able to eat a couple of torpedoes here. We are going to attempt to turn. It may be better to turn into them. I don't just completely destroy all of our propellers if we get hit back here. Although we're already committed to this turn, it's going to take too long to turn around. So we're going to have to deal with it. The swordfish are starting to close in. Secondary batteries are engaging. I'm kind of still in shock that they have committed this many swordfish to the fight. Looks like they're rather peeved after losing a fleet carrier to main gunfire at that. It is rather embarrassing, I suppose, that we were able to get that close. Let's maintain this angle. This big formation right here is what I'm worried about. Manual fire right in front of them. Try what you can. Begin deploying smoke. Not that I don't think it does much in the game, but you know, anything to help. We are limited to 16 knots at the moment. Right full rudder, hard to starboard. Here we go. Manual fire right in front of us. Let them have it. Ugh. Okay, they've released their fish. Lots of torpedoes in the water, heading straight for Scharnhorst. Right full rudder, right full rudder. Try to thread this needle here. We just want to avoid getting hit in the screws. If the torpedoes deflect off, that'd be great. Come on, baby. Dud. Love to see it. We're threading it. Impact. 2 hits. Uh-oh. Okay. 1 deflected. Continue turning. Hard to starboard. Hard to starboard. Damage report. Oof. Heavy flooding. Heavy flooding. They're working on the flooding back here. We might take another torpedo hit. Jeez Louise. Yep, another impact. 1 in the bow. A dud. Thank goodness. Critical damage. Fires all throughout the ship. Scharnhorst is burning. Damage control teams are working on the fires now. Critical damage, heavy flooding. Hopefully she'll be able to get out of here. We have moderately good news. The damage is getting under control. The fires have been put out, which is the most dangerous aspect. The flooding is getting under control. We have multiple completely blacked out compartments, but some of these are looking okay. The propeller is still knocked out, but we should be able to get that repaired. 16 seconds to get the fire under control on turret C. So, okay, the crew is doing really good work. What time is it? 1600. The British can launch aircraft till 1800. We should be able to escape. If they're able to rearm all of those swordfish and launch them and find us again the next 2 hours, I will be surprised. Hopefully we'll be able to give them the slip though. Engine repairs have been completed. Scharnhorst is underway. Here we go. Scharnhorst has critical damage, moderate flooding. The enemy lost 1 single aircraft. German anti-aircraft on these warships is just atrocious. We need to change course. The enemy is somewhere in this position. Prince Eugen could... Man, she can't really engage. She will get absolutely destroyed, but we could move in and try to distract them. That's what we're going to have to do. U-47, all of our U-boats are too far away to do anything. They are way too far. Here's hoping nighttime will fall and we'll be able to head home to, it looks like La Rochelle is the port where, well, Saint Nazaire. Brest would be the main port, but unfortunately we don't have that. It looks like Saint Nazaire is also a level 3 port, so we may retire her there. Good news, it's 1704 now and we are changing course straight for Saint Nazaire. We're beelining it to home port. Let's see. St. Nazaire, new air assets. 109s have a range of 330 kilometers. Jeez, just in the middle of the Bay of Biscay, that's when we'll have air cover. Well, bad news. Prince Eugen has encountered something. I do not like that one bit. Also, enemy troops have landed at St. Nazaire. They must have landed by submarine, some sort of commando unit or something. We are sending one of our minesweepers here to deal with that. The last thing I want, actually, I may even redirect our capital ships to La Rochelle if there's a sub just hanging out in front of St. Nazaire. Anyway, we have this to deal with. Let's begin. Our primary objective is going to be just disengage from whatever this is, because Prince Eugen we have rounds in our rear guns. So that's good. Okay, we have 2 contacts. Where are they? What are we working with? Jeez, that is more than 2 contact. Right, full rudder. Did we really make contact with this task force again? Yeah, open fire. You out of your mind? Change course. Time to get out of here. Increase speed, 33 knots. Well, good thing we only have ammo in our rear guns, so we can bravely run away. Stop, stop, stop. Manual fire. Narrow spreads. Manual fire at that target. Of course, they're already hitting us. This might actually be a completely different task force. No, it's not. It's the same task force. Furious is here. Okay. All right, engage that cruiser. Don't like that. Start laying smoke. Start laying smoke, boys. Manual fire. Right in front of this guy. I know. Deselect the main. Ouch. Damage report. We're okay. Retreat, 360 seconds. Turn around. The problem with the retreat is we just can't fire back, which is not what I want. We need to deter them. Manual fire, right in front of that target. Come on. Turret C and D. We're taking so much fire. Fire. Of course we spot them so late. Looks like we managed to actually already hit this target, which is good. She has a fire billowing in the stern. Manual fire right about there, please. Let's see where our rounds are landing. We're way, way out there. There we go. Beautiful. A hit directly amidships. That's what I like to see. Okay, continue to engage. We see the muzzle flashes. Our turret's just fired. If we manage to sink something here, I'll be very happy. I just want to avoid Prince Eugen sinking herself. That would be really unfortunate for her. Very unfortunate indeed. It looks like we've got some pretty good hits on this cruiser, though. We are firing narrow spread, so the shell dispersion is nice and tight, which, since we're already getting pretty good hits, that should be good enough for me. All these ships are turning to engage, though. Oh, look at that. Beautiful fire is broken out. These guns are pretty high velocity on Prince Eugen, it seems. It's just a point-and-shoot game. The target is already down to 17 knots. And the good waterline hits, manual fire. How many rounds do we have left? We have 144 rounds. Let's deter them. Damage report. Prince Eugen is taking a beating, though. We're going to go out swinging if we are going to sink. Manual fire. Continue to engage that target. A cruiser for a cruiser. Better than nothing, I suppose. She isn't looking good. We just better sink her if we sink. There we go. Looks like Furious is running away. Not entirely surprising. That's us way, way out there. Continue to engage. Damage report. Let's look at this. Okay, we have 3 fires, some light flooding in the bow. The target is down to 3 knots. He's pretty much dead in the water. Aim for her bow. I can't see squat back there. I can't see anything. Sink this thing. Come on. Multiple fires have broken out on the stern. Okay, we are just going to fire at our last known position. We're breaking contact. We can still see Furious way out here. You know? Manual fire at that target. Why not? Begin targeting her. Begin targeting her. Let's quickly check the report. I am curious. That ship's in critical damage, or in critical shape, excuse me. She has heavy flooding. Okay, fires, flooding is being worked on. Good, love to see it, love to see it. We are down to 112 rounds. Keep engaging Furious. If we get hits on her, that'll be great. She's already been damaged quite a bit by torpedoes from one of our U-boats a while ago. I'm not sure where these rounds are landing. She is pretty far, 17 kilometers away. There we go, managed to get a hit. Okay. Good. You know, if it wasn't life or death, I probably would not be using the manual fire so much. We've just gotten into some pretty tough scrapes where I really need the crew to perform. Furious is booking it at 25 knots. I did not even realize she is going that fast. Let's aim out here then. Stop. I want both directors looking at Furious. There we go. More hits on target. We are down to 96 rounds. Good. Running low on ammunition. Well, Prince Eugen did her job, being a distraction. So I will take that. It is mildly concerning that this particular British task force has changed course. It seems to be heading back towards the French ports. I'm not a huge fan of that. Furious slowed down. Speed is fluctuating dramatically. She's down to 16 knots. Keep firing. Ooh, there we go. Big hit. Looks like we're picking her. We're obviously picking up Furious on radar because she is just the largest thing in the task force. The radar's still holding contact. We are going to fire until we've completely broken contact. I keep undershooting here. I fired right about here, and there we go, lost contact. You know what? We caused some issues for them. That's for sure. I can't say they're having a good time. I would be surprised if this cruiser manages to survive. We have crippled a cruiser, gotten a few more hits on a aircraft carrier. That is a good night for Prince Eugen. She's also survived, which is the biggest feat, frankly. We're going to continue to disengage. We have left the combat area. We've caused minor damage to Furious and critical damage to that cruiser. Let's go to the campaign map. Let's change course. Head north. Get the heck out of here. Oh my goodness. What a night. What a day. What a night for the German forces in the Atlantic. Been absolutely crazy. Well, folks, that is going to do it for today's video. I do hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and comment, as it really does help out the channel. But until next time, this is Wolfpack345 signing off, and I'll see you all on the next one.